Hey Maddie and Cody, I just wanted to hop on and walk you through your basement floor plan here. We'll just get started and we'll start as you come down the stairs. To your left, you'll see this little table, and then it has a mirror above it, or a little cabinet, I should say, with a mirror above it. I'm kind of thinking this has like a drop zone area for mail or for keys. You could also slide it one way or the other and put a couple hooks or like a coat stand next to it just to create whoever might rent this out as an apartment, kind of like a coat storage area, closet for them. And then there's plenty of space because that hallway is 4 foot wide there. But then also there's a pretty big entrance into that living room, so it makes it also feel more open. While I'm talking about the living room, we'll just talk about that space. Not a lot has changed in here. I created a bigger opening there, just a doorway. I wouldn't put a door on that space just so it feels like it's part of like the kitchen and the dining area. But yeah, plenty of space for like an oversized chair and a sectional, and then a TV. One thing I will note, so the two things is opening up that doorway to a 5 foot wide doorway. You could go smaller than that if you wanted. You could go even a little bit bigger, but 5 foot is pretty good size. I did bump that, I think it's the north wall in the house, yes. The north wall there into like your guys' storage space when you come down the stairs there into, well, it's a bedroom right now, but into bedroom or however you guys want to utilize that for your own personal space. I did bump that wall out. There was like 54 inches I had to work with. So I bumped that living room wall out. I think it was like 10.5 or 10.7, and now it's 14'8". And that doesn't eat up a ton of space in your guys' half, but definitely makes that living room feel bigger. If it didn't, then you'd pretty much have to eliminate that chair, because that's about what that 54 inches is going to be. So I would recommend pushing that wall back and just creating a bigger living space. Other than that, that's pretty much the living room. As you make your way into bedroom 1, the biggest thing, the size stayed the exact same in this bedroom as what the walls are now. But I did put all bigger doors in. You'll see that throughout the entire space, that all the doors are 30-inch doors. Besides that door coming down from the stairs, I couldn't change that. That will stay what it is, just because that stair wall is not getting adjusted. But all the other spaces I did put 30-inch door, standard door widths in, just because 1, there was room for them, but 2, just easier to move furniture in and out, but yeah, also just good standard door size. So anyway, going back to bedroom 1, the only thing, yeah, I changed the door size. Otherwise, the walls, the room size stayed the exact same. But I did make that closet bigger. You could go smaller with it if you wanted, but you have room for it, and nothing else is going to really be able to happen on that wall. Unless you did want to bump it down smaller, then you could potentially put a TV on there. But closet space is always nice, and more storage is always nice. So I just, yeah, made that closet 6.5 foot, and then the standard 2 and 1 inch for the depth. So one other thing to note is the heat register that remains on the same wall, but that window will have to be changed to an egress window to make it a legal bedroom, and we've talked about that. So both those windows on the south wall in the house, I made egress windows. And then, yeah, the heat registers below them. So moving on into bedroom 2. This room, it's like a good size, but it's also very awkward. When I played around with like a queen bed in there, hopefully you guys can see my mouse. Hopefully there are, with a queen bed in there, there wasn't enough room to put it on this wall because it hits, the end hits here. And then if you put it on this wall, there's like no walking space on either side of the bed. So right now I just threw a day bed in there. You could obviously just put a twin bed in there. A full could fit too. But I just put a day bed in there just for use the most out of the space. And then there's a really good sized closet in there. And then the other thing, so the one egress window will be there on the south side. On the east side, I left that window exactly how it is now. Maybe you guys will want to replace the windows, but either way, it's right up by the ceiling as it currently is. One, just because that gives you wall space to put a bed on then, but two, it doesn't need to be an egress window since you already have one. The only thing I need to ask the contractor about, or maybe you guys know, there was 2 heat registers in that room. I don't know if it still needs to have 2 heat registers. I did leave the one there on the south wall below the egress window, just as the same as the other bedroom, but the other heat register currently is where the bed is located, and it just, there's no wall space to put this bed then. So that can be something that we can discuss and see if one heat register is fine for that room. I would think so, especially with putting that closet in there, but just something that I would need to verify with the contractors. Moving on to the utility room, nothing changed in the space. The walls are the exact same size as they were. If I would have done anything, I would have pushed this kitchen wall, this dining table wall in more, but with that drain location, there's not enough room to move it in any. So, yeah, I just left the utility room the exact same, and there will be, yeah, mainly taken up by utility stuff, but you could get a little bit of storage in there too. And then, yeah, going into the kitchen, there's a little table here for breakfast nook. Nothing too crazy. The other option you could do, like I just did a chair with 2 table, or a table with 2 chairs, my goodness. But you could also do like, peninsula isn't the word, but essentially like a piece of countertop that runs along this wall, and you could have bar stools that go against the wall. They would face the wall, so maybe that's kind of awkward, but I have seen that before. Just takes up a little bit less space, plus you can get more chairs on there, but different options for seating, but just kind of creates a little dining room, or maybe if somebody wants to work on their laptop or whatever, kind of creates a designated space to have for work surface area. So the kitchen did change. This is actually quite a large space, and so I decided to add the laundry room in it, just because for an apartment kitchen you just do not need that much cabinetry, and a laundry room would definitely be a lot more functional, and I'm guessing something that you guys will want to, so they're doing their laundry in their space. But anyway, so the kitchen is a galley style. You got the sink on the one side with cabinetry and a dishwasher. And then on the other side, the stove and fridge. My only thoughts is if you wanted to remove this 24-inch cabinet, you could probably bump that down to 18. So these could both become 24, slide this down, and then on the right side of the fridge, you could put like a pantry cabinet, a full height cabinet. So all this would move down, but then there would be a full height cabinet here. I went back and forth with that. One, the extra storage would be nice, but this does have a decent amount of cabinetry for an apartment kitchen. But two, typically, like, I like to keep the stove across from the sink, so shifting that down, it would be off center, which you would really never notice that coming in from the stairs. But yeah, that's something that we could talk about, is if you'd rather have like a full height pantry next to the fridge instead. And then, yeah, like I said, because this kitchen became so long and narrow and this essentially was just going to become dead space, I was like, well, this is a perfect space for laundry because, one, it's by the bathroom, but two, all the plumbing will be in this area then between your kitchen and the bathroom. To run plumbing will be within each other. Plus, it just worked out that this window would fall into the laundry room, and then you have one in the kitchen area. So anyway, yeah, laundry room, just stackable washer and dryer, and then next to it is some cabinetry, folding counter space, and then I did put a rod above that to be able to hang clothes. And then for the bathroom, not a whole lot change in here, but just a little bit the layout. So this shower, as much as I would have liked it to be wider, it's gonna have to stay at like 42 inches wide. That's going to be the max width that you can go with it, because that pipe that's down in there is about 14 inches from the east or west wall, excuse me. And I kind of have that drawn in there. It's 14 inches there from the west wall. So from what I can tell in the pictures, that can't be moved over, or it's going to cost a lot of money just to move it over a few inches. So I think we can keep the shower, a pretty decent sized shower as is, and then this wall back here is going to be your plumbing wall, so that's got to be 6 inches wide versus your standard 4. So between a 42-inch shower and then that 6-inch plumbing wall, you'll be about sitting right in line with how far that pipe comes off that west wall. Another thing, and this will be something for the contractor, but right now your toilet is here and your vanity is here. Typically in bathrooms, that's the opposite way. Like, you walk into your vanity, your toilet, and then your shower. If it can't be switched, that's fine. If it's not cost effective, that's fine. The only reason I did that is, one, because then you do not walk into your toilet. But two, then it allows you to do a full height linen cabinet here, and then a vanity, and then your toilet. Versus if it was the other way, I couldn't do this full height linen cabinet. I do just have this walled off, so if plumbers or whatever have to get to that, I mean, obviously they'd have to cut through your sheetrock, but like, a cabinet's not here, so it's they're able to get at it. So if it is an option, you know, I would recommend flipping this vanity and toilet, just one, for function of the room, but two, just for easeability of getting into that pipe or that plumbing wall if there would ever be issues. So yeah, that is pretty much a walkthrough of the space. I'll just be looking to get your guys' feedback, what you think of the layout, some changes that if there's changes that you want to see, so on and so forth. But I do have some elevations and perspectives that I'll show you here next too. So here's that kitchen elevation on the east wall. This is when you come down the stairs. This is the first thing that you would kind of see. Again, the sink, the dishwasher, nothing too crazy. One thing I did have to do, so I did put a floating shelf here, and then a floating shelf here. Kind of gets lost with the subway tile, but I couldn't do an upper cabinet above the dishwasher space because then it kind of cuts into the window, and then typically you don't do an upper cabinet over the sink. So I was like, well, let's do some floating shelf space, because that, one, keeps it nice and open and airy, but two, it also provides storage. So, you know, whoever rents it or you guys could put, you know, dishes, knickknacks, whatever it may be. And then, yeah, just be essentially framing out this window that's currently there, or trimming it out. For the east kitchen elevation, pretty basic, just your stove, microwave on top, and then the fridge. So this is where I talked about, is if you would get rid of this cabinet set here, then these cabinets and the fridge could all shift down, and you could put a full height cabinet here that would act as your pantry on the right side of the fridge. Again, the only reason why I didn't do that is just because it throws off the symmetry between the stove and the sink being across from each other. But like I said, you could move it down. That does kind of lessen your counter space. You only have about, well, these could probably bump up to 24 because that pantry cabinet, I probably do 28. So you'd have two cabinets this size on each side of the stove. So that's not a bad amount of counter space, but obviously it's less if you eliminate this cabinet. And then yeah, this just kind of gives you a peek of like what that entry cabinet is with the mirror above. This is the perspective coming from the living room. And then yeah, you can see the kitchen here, little table, but then those floating shelves with the subway tile and the window there. So there is your kitchen space. And then yeah, the laundry room and the bathroom. Nothing too crazy with the laundry room, just pretty standard, stackable washer and dryer, countertop space, and then drying space. You could just do a washer and dryer next to each other if they are flat top, like, or if they're front load like this. Then you could do counter space across the top and have counter space for the whole area. But the other thing you could do too is if you didn't want folding space, this could become a full height cabinet and create like cleaning storage or like bulk item storage for like toiletry items or like pantry, small appliance type of storage. And then moving on to the bathroom here, again, I just kind of talked about that, like right now your toilet's here, so if you would flip these, then that allows you to have a full height linen closet with a vanity, and then your toilet, and then your showers here, which that shower does not go all the way to this back wall because there's that plumbing that's behind it, but in elevation view you would still see that. So yeah, there is your space. Move back up here, a couple of things I just wanted to note. Throughout all the main spaces, I would just run like a vinyl flooring through. In the bedrooms, I'd probably recommend carpet just because it's a basement, a little bit more cozy, helping with heating too. And then yeah, we can talk about paint colors if you just want to run the same color throughout. Sometimes in the bedrooms you go a little bit warmer, but that's, for the most part, not a whole lot changed with layout, just besides adding that laundry room in there, and then mainly that bedroom too, bumping out that living room wall. But otherwise, yeah, it's updating those two egress windows, and then the other windows, the sizing and stuff will stay the same, but you can decide if they do need new windows. And yeah, flooring and paint. So looking forward to hearing your guys' feedback, and yeah, we will move forward from there. Thank you.